All right, everybody. We are finally here. We started. Joel Benjamin, aka MC Spookism, aka Joel Benjamin 528. We have a special brother here. You might have seen him on the regular. You might not know of him. But if you do not know about this brother, you will know of him today. Since I met him, what, over 8, maybe 10 years ago, this brother been fire, and we're gonna make sure he get out here to this community. Him and his beautiful wife, they be dropping the knowledge. She know her Tai Chi and all that good stuff. So don't mess with her. She's fire herself. But today we're dealing with Alim Bey. This brother covers all different aspects. And I'm going to let him tell the title about himself, the shop, and everything he got going on. So strap into your seats because he's going to do the PowerPoint presentation. You know how to share your screen, right, brother?
Yes, I see the to share the screen.
Okay. So Alim Bey, it's all yours, brother. Tell them about yourself real quick. Take 2 minutes, let them know the shop, everything. We got to hit them and hit them hard because this is going to be a powerful, powerful presentation.
All right, so basically, I'm Dr. Alim Bey. If you don't know, YouTube is the place to go. All right, Facebook pages, put in Dr. Alim El Bey. You catch me there, as well as also we're in Cultural Freedom Bookstore. So we had to do store-to-store connection. All right. So that's the Brooklyn and the North Carolina connection. All right. So basically,
hold on, Alim. Hold on. Give them the address of the store. Give them the address of the shop.
Yeah, it's 2188 White Oak Road, Kelly, North Carolina, 28448. And basically, we're here on our land. We have like 4.5 to 5 acres of land, and basically we put the store on our land. We have a Hillary tree. Essentially, we have cabins, trailers, houses on our land. So when people come down, they have a place to stay. We go into varieties such as herbalism, irisology, Chai Chi, Qigong, Pranic healing, Reiki, all types of forms of Reiki, Wuxi Reiki, Tibetan Reiki, Chakra Reiki, Kundalini Reiki, etc., etc. So we getting it in.
Now, without further ado, and your live stream seem a little slow and whatnot. I don't know why Alim don't step the game up. He probably got a damn MacBook, who knows? But he quite out there in the damn boonies. You know, got a pond and horses and what's sheep running around like on the damn Kanye West video with deers and whatnot. So let me stop joking around, man. Do your thing. Hit the people with the presentation. Share your screen so they could see it, and let's jump right into it.
All right. So we're gonna get into some good old info. So let's pull it up. Can everybody see it? Brother Joel, can you see it?
Sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, I could see it. Please tell them the name of the presentation.
Essentially, the angles of light in which we're talking of, we're referring to the angels and its correlation to the human body. Most people think angels are just external of themselves, but really angels are a projection of an internal power in which that even the scriptures such as the Bible and that they bow to you. Remember, that was the whole thing about Iblis, not bowing down to you. You know what I'm saying? And a host of angels. But you had the seraphims and the cherubim. And these two different groups of angels, you know, made up essentially the hierarchy of angels. For example, the angel that's over all the angels, the seraphims, is based on Jewish lore. And if you get the book called Dictionary of an Angel, all right, Dictionary of an Angel of Angels, you get that book. It goes into that Michael is the highest, one of the highest, if not the highest archangel in heaven. And Michael or Michael means within Hebrew, he who dares to be like God. And of course, your Bible speaks about Michael. All right. The Holy Quran speaks about Michael, but in the Holy Quran, his name is Al Qadir, which means the green one, which is a reference to the heart chakra. But when you actually do your research on Melchizedek, who is Michael or Michael, his color is violet, all right, which symbolizes the crown chakra. Okay, so you have to look at these things, and we know that Osar was called the green one. He was the vegetation deity. All right, and we can go over and over with the correlation between the two, but that's how it begins from that story from and the Quran is 73% of the Bible. The other 27% comes from the Apocrypha. Bible forgot what's of Eden and what is referred to as the Zoroastrian text. Of the Holy Quran, the other 73% comes directly from Old Testament and New Testament.
Alim, your live stream was messing up. I really want the people to hear the information. I don't know if you need to get closer to the door, whatever the case is, but as you was going, it started breaking up at a certain point just now. So could you just rewind just a little bit at what you said, please?
Okay, let me get closer.
Because this information is too damn deep. We ain't gonna cheat the people. And speak louder so the people could hear you, because I want to make sure they get this information, because this is some deep stuff that the people want to hear, and they could dissect it, pick it, and when they're ready, they could ask you questions on it.
All right, so let me go a little bit closer then. All right, so let's try this again. Can you hear me better now? Joel, can you hear me? Can you hear me better?
Yes, sir, I can. My mic was muted. Sorry. Yes, I can.
All right, just making sure. All right, what I was saying is that there's several groups of ranks of angels, but the two highest ones is the seraphims and the cherubims. The seraphims, the word is derived from seraph, which essentially means serpent. All right, and then cherubim, all right, is derived from the word cherub, in which that within Hebrew would be referred to as an angel. All right, but these two groups of the seraphim angels and the cherubim angels have a head, and the head is called Michael. Michael is the head. All right, and Michael is known as Michael, which is the Hebrew name, in which that Michael means basically he who dares to be like God. But his Quranic, or in the Holy Quran, his Quranic name is Al Qadir, which means the green one. The green one. All right, we know that the Bible is derived from the ancient Kemetic text known as the Book of Coming Forth by Day, or Book of Coming Forth by Light and Shadow. All right, it's misnomer by E.A. Waters Butch to mean the Book of the Dead. All right, so we're looking at the origin of the Bible from this particular papyrus, also referred to as rough paper rock or papyrus. right? Because it's called the Book of Ra. The evolution, the rise and the evolution of Ra is what is also referred to as. It's also called the Papyrus of Ani. You know, so it has many names or many parts or sections in which that has been known as. But the Bible is a summary of those ancient tales coming from out of Egypt, as well as also its correlations in which that is found within Samaria or Mesopotamia, all right, which is now known as Iraq and Iran and Kuwait and so forth and so on. All right, so we found that the Quran is 73% of the Holy Bible. All right, the other 27% is derived from the Apocrypha, all right, which means the hidden books, which is about 14 of them or so. Then you have the lost books of the Bible, forgotten books of Eden, which is about 18 or so. And then you have the Zoroastrian text. And the Zoroastrian text is called the Ben Avesta. Okay? If I'm not mistaken, Ben Avesta. Now, this is where the other remaining 27% is derived from. All right? In which that makes up your Holy Quran. So when we're talking about its original source of information, the book comes forth by day and night. In there, we find that Osar, who's known as Osiris in the Greek terminology, were known as the vegetation or the green one, such as the same as Al-Qadir. All right? But when he became the Lord of the underworld, all right, his color changed from green to black. And the word mel is short within Greek to mean melanin, which is also black. So Melchizedek is another name for Michael or Mikael or Al-Qadir. All right, and the green coloration symbolizes the most abundant color in which that is projected from the sun and enters into our atmosphere is the color green. This is why we are surrounded by the color green on this planet, at least on the land portion. All right, so your grass, your plants, your bushes or scrubs, so forth and so on. You know, so this is what we're talking about the angels, and they really are angles of light. All right, we go to King James, the 45th chapter, the 3rd verse. Before we even get into the angles of light, I'm going to break this down about triple stage darkness. Triple stage darkness is a term in which that has been used within the nations of gods and earth, as well as also within the student enrollment lessons of the Nation of Islam. They speak of the triple stage darkness. This phrase is found in the Holy Quran. All right, but it is also in the King James Bible, the 45th verse. 45th chapter, the 3rd verse. And it states, "And I will give thee the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of secret places, that thou mayest know that I, the Lord, which called thee by thy name, am the God of Israel." Then 4 verses down, "I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things." All right. So we're going to let that permeate for a second or two. But we find that the darkness within the woman's womb is the first, second, and third trimester period. So the first 3 months, the second 3 months, and the third 3 months. 3 times 3, of course, is the number 9. 9 months, the child is born from out of the triple stage darkness into the light. While our universe is composed of this type of same substance, this triple stage darkness, right? 70% is dark energy, 26% is dark matter or black matter, and 4.5 or so percent, which, you know, 4% is everything else, including all stars, planets, asteroids, comets, and us. All right. There's another segment in which that's not being spoke of, and it's called Aether. A-E-T-H-E-R, Aether, which is similar to ether, but is referred to on this cosmic scale as Aether, which begins with an A. All right. So this is the triple stage darkness, and the light is the visible spectrum in which that we reside in. All right, which is everything else, including all the stars, planets, and us. So this is actually breaking down of the triple stage darkness, and God dwells in darkness, or what we refer to as the universal God.
Alim, real quick.
Yes. Yes.
Which one is stronger? The aether, the dark matter. Let me see your screen again. The dark energy, the dark matter, everything else, or the aether. Which one is the strongest?
It would be the 70%, which is the dark energy.
Okay, continue.
Right. The reason why we would say that is because the 70%, you know, and portion of that 70% is the aethers, but it's not counted for within quantum physics as of yet. But they're still finding that that is part of it, in which that has like a mirror type of reflection. That's what they have found out, that aether has a mirror type of reflection. So really, light is nothing more than a reflection of darkness. But it's not added into this diagram here. And nor do oftentimes quantum physicists add it into this scenario. But it has been added in by certain scientists as well as also occultists, those who are members of the Rosicrucians, or Astoria, or some other type of so-called secret society. They speak about it. Okay. Now, what we do know is that all organisms, all living organisms, breathe. All right. This is one way of being able to bring down light, or being able to manipulate light. All right. And being that, if you notice, light is just a small percentage in which that is being reflected from the triple stage darkness. A small percentage. All right. So in order to live, we breathe, but breathing is more than just the act of keeping ourselves alive. Breathing unites the mind, body, and spirit. So to understand the power, or understand the power of the breath in this way, or as we say, the understand, we need to consider the act of breathing as understood through the physiotherapeutic, all right, evidence. This is what this means. If you control your breath, you control your mind. You control your mind, you control your life. The book, Living on Light, offers the possibility. Now, the reason why we speak about light, because we're talking about angels of light, hence the angels. All right, this is how you gain more angelic, celestial power. All right, so the book, Living on Light, offers the possibility that to maintain by the universal life force energy is called prana. Some sages, saints and sages have done this before, but now the time has come for everyone to do this for themselves. This has become a breatharian. Breatharians get nurtured from the purest source, the universal life force, which contains all bodily needs. It is not necessary to have a certain religion or belief system to do the process. In other words, regardless of what you believe, whether you're a Christian, Muslim, Jew, Jehovah's Witness, Seventh-day Adventist, which is part of the Christian, Pentecostal, all of them is Protestant, or you're Catholic, it doesn't matter. That's Christianity as it's defined. The Pope don't accept her. No one outside of Catholic Church as being Christian, but that's what they call themselves. Or Buddhist or Hindu, Taoist, Jainist, it doesn't matter. All major world religions ultimate goal is to absorb more love, which is called prana energy, all right, and to expand their consciousness, to expand themselves, their auric fields, as well as their mental, all right? So that's the key. Breather can do that because breather deals with frequency. God is energy and a vibrating related relative to the frequency. And what's that frequency? Is the frequency of the source. Or what's the source? That source is that nearly 70% of what is called dark energy. That's the source. All right. So the source has been the very center of the universe of energy. The physical world being the outermost shell, the physical third-dimensional universe, as observed by means of physical senses, which is touch, taste, smell, seeing, and hearing, existing at the lowest rate of vibration and the highest density. In other words, it's the most concrete, the most condensed. All right. The physical universe of matter relates only to a tiny fraction of the universe of energy and vibration in its entirety. So God is mind. Mind is totality. All right. Now, this goes back to the first principle of Tahuti, who is known as Jehudi, Thoth, as he's called within the Greek terminology, which means the God of wisdom, the nature of wisdom. All right. His first principle is called mentalism. So all is mind and everything in the universe is mental. All right. If you get the book called, it's written by the three initiates called the Kabbalion. You get the book Sacred Science by John Baines. You get the book Ancient Future by Professor Wayne Chandler. All three of these books teach you about the 7 principles of Tahuti. So the universe is created in the mind of God. The law of the universe follows the law of mind. Everything is made of pure energy, which is consciousness. Consciousness creates everything and directs everything. But by understanding the mind, you are able to understand its apparent reality. Mind is everything, and mind controls everything. This is why the universe is mental. So man is the mind. All right, God is man, and man is God. Darkness equals womb plus man equals mind. All right. Now, the first substance of the universe is mentalism. It's created by condensation. Condensation of what? The condensation of mind. So you are the mind, which is a living thought form, because your mother and father brought you into existence and used their physical body to bring you into what appears to be a physical reality. So God's mind in its expanded state is i.e. called the universe. And forms the first substance, which is mentalism. Mentalism is the law of attraction. I broke this down with Brother Rich. If you haven't seen that video, it's the secrets of secrets. The law, examining the law of attraction. It was based on the secret, which they did not give up a lot of the secrets. You know, what they really need to have given up. But we go in and explain that to a more deeper level.
Alim,
so,
real
yes.
quick. Some people would say, real quick, we have D Miller on. This is a next small brother. Introduce yourself real quick.
Peace, everyone. This is Brother D Miller L. Just joined the presentation, brother. You're going in. Dr. Alim, I've been studying your work for many years now, so it's definitely an honor and a privilege to be here. Brother Joel, I appreciate the invite, brother. I'm just listening right now.
All right, we understand that. So, Alim, question. Some people will say, well, brother, this is spookism, because I want to let the people know there's going to be a part 2 to this. All right, where he's going to go in even longer. Oh, real quick, got to give a shout out to Global Media. Man Basim on the line. So Basim, anything you want to say real quick? This is the man Alim Bey. Alim Bey, this is Basim from Global Media.
Greetings, peace.
All right, greetings indeed and honors to you, brother Alim Bey. Joel, did D Miller join us?
Yes, he's on.
Okay. I'm in commute. I'll be home and I'm gonna sign in and power up my laptop in my office. I'll be right back in less than 10 minutes, good brother.
Gotcha. So yeah, Alim, real quick. Some people will say you coming with spookism, brother. They're gonna be like, what the hell are you talking about? How does this correlates to the body? Where you going at with this? Why are you bringing up all these different references? How could these references be proven? Could you explain to them certain things that you interact with and deal with? Again, there is going to be a part two, because part two is going to be even long, because this brother got a lot of information. But for the naysayers that say, well, you know, you on here with MC Spookism and you just spitting spookism, give a breakdown of that.
Well, it's real simple. We all breathe. Now, if breathing is something that's spooky, then I guess I have to be a spirit then, because based on what I've been taught and what I've studied and read and researched, when you look up the word breath within Webster's dictionary or online dictionary, such as Merriam-Webster or whatever dictionary that you choose to go to, they always define the word spirit with the word breath embedded inside the definition, and vice versa. Every time you study the word breath, you will always find the word spirit inside of the definition. So breath and spirit are synonymous. So this is why I go into this, because the breathing is what brings forth the angels of light, which is the angelical forces. And the deeper you breathe, the more power you have, which is called inner power, internal power, in which that you're able to not just do the physical things in which that the average person can do, but phenomenal things, which is known as supernatural, in which that others cannot do.
Wait up, Aline. Now you going deep. You're gonna have, see, I know what people say and how they come at you. So now they're gonna say, so what breathing techniques could I use to do that? The ones that want to put it to the test. Because you're gonna have people saying you're lying. They're gonna say this more on the line, just coming with some spooky-ish. You know what I'm saying? Where's his proof on that? How could I research this and do the breath myself? So you could give them an example about that?
Of course. All right. If they study what's called pranayama, which is pranayama yoga. Pranayama means breath control. So if you study that, you also would come into the research of what's called pranic healing. Pranic healing was formed moderately, but the doctor died. He passed form several years ago. But what he brought was the information concerning pranic breathing or pranic healing. All right. As part of pranic healing, he had 3 ways or methods of breathing to expand your auric field. All right. The average person auric field is only 3 feet outside of their perimeter in diameter. 3 feet over top of the head, 3 feet around the midsection, around the back area, on down into, matter of fact, it looks like an egg. All right, it looks like an egg, your auric field, like you're encased in an egg. Now, in order to expand your auric field, all right, you can do what is known as macabre breathing, which if you study Gervalo Melchizedek in his Flower of Life books, volume 1 and 2, he teach you about the 18 breaths, the 24 breath, and the 28 breath technique to do the macabre technique. These 3 breath techniques can be utilized, but in pranic healing, it's even you can even use these 3 that I'm getting ready to tell you. You can use what's called empty retention, in which that you would breathe in, hold for a second, and then breathe out. Hold for a second, and breathe in. And you can do that. There's no specific number except for you.
Let the people see you as you do it, Aline.
Okay. All right, let me do this again.
next thing while you doing and you trying to do that, Alim, he gave the beginning, mid-level, and experience level. I could say for a fact, when I first heard the brother gave this information, I went straight to the advanced level, and it felt like I was straight up out my body, and I was like, wow, this stuff is deep. And combined with prayers and all these different attributes that was done, like I just couldn't believe the power I was feeling from doing it. So I know for a fact it works. Alim, just go to there you go. All
I'm
right.
on.
Yeah, do your thing. Show
Oh,
them your technique.
all right. Let me see here. Okay. Okay, there we go. All right. Just simply breathing in. It doesn't matter about the count. So just breathe in. Breathe in deep and make sure that your abdomen area is being blown out like a balloon. And then as you breathe out, your abdomen is being deflated. So as you breathe in, it blows out like a balloon. As you breathe out, it deflates like a balloon. All right, so just simply breathe in deep. Hold it for a second, then out. Hold it for a second, then breathe in. That is called empty retention. Now, 6-3-6-3. You breathe in for 6 seconds. Hold it for 3. Breathe out for 6. Hold it for 3. All right, you have that. Then you have 7-1-7-1. You breathe in for 7. And that's 7-1-7-1. So 7 seconds in, hold it for 1. 7 seconds out, hold it for 1. So those are the 3 pranic healing or pranic breathing methods. And what they do is create your auric field to become stronger, to remove leaks and holes, which could be caused by people throwing negative thought forms at you. All right, which is negative thoughts. Somebody's negative thoughts could become attached to your auric field. All right, you don't believe me? Go and read What is Spirit and Soul. All right,
Alim, real quick, they don't even gotta go so far with that, because we sell off certain books here, but just on some of the presentations I've done, and I actually showed the aura picture where it got orbs, and I have to say I gotta give credit to Alim Bey, because once I started doing these different breathing techniques, and like I always say, combined with prayer and certain things that I eat, but I noticed a big jump when I did the breathing techniques. That's when I started seeing other things show up in the aura. And it also not just showed the etheric chakra, but it started enhancing the etheric chakra. So I just want to make sure I put that out there, because I know I've done the work. So continue, brother.
Right. So there's many other books. Matter of fact, there's Aura, by Swami Pema Shara. You can get his book. Yogi Yogananda. He speaks about it in his biography.
Real quick, we're winding down, right? I want you to explain, because everybody it's two things people like to say about me. Damn, MC Spookism. Why everything is either about enhancing your sexual energy or enhancing your money. I know when I was doing the breathing technique, what I felt in the genital area and how that helped boost the sex drive. Could you get into that real quick? Because we're winding down. It's 6:53. Again, people, there will be a part 2, but I want people to understand and get a breakdown of that real quick. So please, brother, get into that with the whole archangel thing and how it deals with the body and the breath.
All right, so you have what's called within the Bible, the 7 eyes of Allah, or the 7 eyes of God. It's known as 7 eyes of Allah within the Holy Quran, Circle 7, as well as also within the 101s and the 102s of the Moral Science Temple of America. But even then, you have the same information in the book of Revelation in your Bible. All right, so the 7 principles is nothing more than the 7 Elohims. That is your 7 chakras. All right, so this is Michael, this is Gabriel, this is Michael, this is Gabriel, this is Israel, or what's called Azrael. The heart is Raphael, and you have Gamiel, Samuel, and then Uriel, which is the genitals. All right, Uriel is the Hebrew name for Lucifer, which is the Latin. So when they talk about the pit of fire, they talk about your sexual nature, the root chakra, which is the color red. The devil is red. He has a red pitchfork. He has a red tail. Since, remember, the Kundalini is at the base of the spine, which is in the coccyx area, which is in the tailbone area. All right, so it's talking, and then he has horns on his head. So he gets horny, which is the sexual energy. So if it's perverted energy that is used, then you're of the devil. All right, because you're manipulating, you're using that force, that power, which is the life force principle of someone else, and taking it and using it for your own principle. When it's freely, there's free energy all around us. It's called prana, free energy all around us. All right, Nikola Tesla proved that already. All right, this is how we actually supposed to be doing society today, is offer free energy, but they choose not to do it. So these are the 7 angles of light, which is actually already within you, called the wheels of light, which is known as your chakras. Matter of fact, the word chakra in Sanskrit means wheels of light. All right, but I refer to it as wheels of thought, light, color, and sound. All right, so that's the science right there.
I'm sorry, going some more, because I know you got more information on it. Shout out to Ron Devine from Kingdom Harbor Ministries. He's watching. Go in a little bit more. We got about 5 more minutes, 6 more minutes dealing with the breath and the tones, because I know how you said the different tones that deals with the body, with the different archangels.
Right. Well, the I sound taps into Michael, which is the crown chakra, which the gland for that, based on the chakra principle, which is your endocrine glands, is your pineal gland. Your pineal gland sits in the center of your brain, is the master gland of the physical body, and the tone that awakens it and resurrects it, which the soul is embedded inside of the pineal gland. So it shakes the soul from out of the sleepy state. All right, because right now, within the average person, the soul is asleep. So the tone helps to resurrect that particular principle of yourself. And the tone is the I sound. The I sound. The next is the E sound, which activates your pituitary gland. That's the angel Gabriel, which is your endocrine gland, your pituitary glands. And the sound is the E sound. All right, then you have the throat chakra, which is your thyroid gland, your thymus gland, your thyroid, parathyroid glands. Hold on, let me cut them off here. All right, there we go. All right, that is your thyroid and parathyroid glands, and the tone is the A sound. And the A sound. All right, this correlates to the scales of music as it continues from the high pitch down to the bass. All right, and then of course, the throat chakra is what we refer to as the angel Azrael, which means to ascend to God, which is the same word that we use within Hebrew as Israel. Israel means within Hebrew, he who ascends to God. Then you have Raphael, which means essentially the angel of healing, but it's also the angel of love, which is talking about your heart chakra, which is your thymus gland, which is the endocrine gland as it sits above the heart. And then you have the solar plexus, which is your spleen and your pancreas, in which that produces hormones, which is basically what is referred to as Gamiel. Then you have Samiel, which is your navel, which is your digestive system, in particular your small and large intestines, but the back will be the sacral bone, right? Then you have the root chakra, which is, or called the base chakra, which is your prostate, your testes, the woman, the ovaries, the uterus, in which that is what we refer to as Uriel, which is the angel of fire, as we refer, the angel of light or the angel of fire, which is talking about, that fire is talking about your kundalini, which is your kundalini or serpentine fire within the Sanskrit teachings. All right, so that is your kundalini and is at the base of the spine, resonating right above the crack of your behind, and the sacral bone correlate to that perineum, which sits between the anus and the scrotum sac within the males, as well as also within between the anus and the vaginal canal of the woman. It correlates within the woman to what is known as the G spot, in which that is about 1.5 inches to 3 inches inside of her vaginal canal. And that area is known to be able to, is part of the urethra, in which that helps with a higher form of orgasm for the woman. Woman has vaginal orgasm, but she also has the ability to produce another type of orgasm, which, as they say, smell like quote unquote pee. But that is actually a form of orgasm because her urethra has the ability to shut off the area in which that allows for her to pee so that she can enjoy the sexual experience. So you can't pee and orgasm at the same time. All right, it's impossible. So what she's doing, as they say, skeet, 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 as they say, you know what I'm saying, that is actually a form of orgasm for a woman, you know, and scientists are just now coming to realize that, you know, they're just coming to realization of that, you know, but that is based off that Kundalini energy, which resonates and actually brought our physical form into existence. All right, there's 8 cells in your body. It's called your bachelor pores. These 8 cells never change your whole entire life. It's part of what's called cellular division. All right, once your cells go through cellular division, the sperm head breaks off into the nucleus of the egg, and it blows up to the equivalent size of the nucleus of the egg, and it begins to start going through cellular division. As it goes through cellular division, it produces what's called bachelor pores, in which that forms your physical body into existence. First, it looks like what looks like poles. It's called your polar tubes, and the polar tubes is nothing but a mouth and an anus with the physical body around it. Then from that, it starts to form into the physical body itself. But your mouth and the anus is the pole. All right, just like at the top of the head, down through the perineum, is your north and south pole, as they say, for your auric field. And prana comes in through the north and south pole, you know, in order to feed you and to maintain you, you know, to evolve matter, as they say. And Frank Barr, based on his theory about light, he said matter is structured and shaped by light. And that a person who uses light and able to maintain and uses light is able to evolve matter. In other words, to become more spiritualized based on their output of this light, or based also on their intake of light. So this is why we study the energy modalities, which some may say is spooky, but once you feel it and practice, then there is no more spookism. You understand that you're more than just a physical body, that you have other bodies. You have a physical body, a etheric body, a astral body, which is your emotional body, a mental body, a cultural body, a spiritual body, and a soul body. You are a multi-dimensional being. You're not just a physical being. And this is what they have taught us, and this is a shame.
So Alim, basically, with that technique, and I know the answer, but I want you to talk about it real quick and break in. That's where when you seen the woman squirting, basically, like with the whole breathing technique and to help them out so they could squirt, because a lot of people think that's a myth or whatever the case is, and that should help the man hold back on their what's the word I'm looking for, ejaculation process.
Right. The woman has to be, foreplay has to be at least 45 minutes in order to get her to that point. And then the breath technique is called 4-7-8. She'll breathe in for 4, hold it for 7, then breathe out for 8. That is the relaxation breath. Breathe in for 4, hold it for 7, breathe out for 8. So as she being more relaxed, she can get more into the mood. The man would do what is known as the hold back techniques. All right, in which that, as he do what's called shadow thrust, shadow stroke and deep thrust stroke. All right, he would do like 8 shadow strokes, 1 deep thrust, and then 2 shadow strokes, 7 deep thrusts, shadow strokes, 2 deep thrusts, then again 7, then 2, and then going to 3 and 6, 5 and 4, 4 and 5, 3 and 7, 2 and 8, and then 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. So that's the way it goes. What is known as the best book to get. I would say is Stephen Chang's book, in which that is known as The Tao of Sexology, and he teaches on the shallow and deep thrust strokes. And that will help the man last longer and the woman come to that higher orgasm, because she only reaches that orgasm when she's at level 9. All right, level 4, she do the vaginal orgasm, but it's only at stage 9 that she reaches the squirting level. I know, Joel, it look like your picture froze.
Peace, Dr. Alim.
Yes, peace. I don't know what happened to brother Joel.
I think it's signal.
Oh,
I think
okay.
there he is right here.
Okay, there it is.
All right.
All
The
right.
connection broken. Come on, we got about 3-4 minutes. The devil busy. Don't want this information to come out. Mercury retrograde, the residuals of it still around. You know, like I said, it's funny thing. Alim Bey knows. A lot of times when I go do shows, the stuff cut off, the sound and everything, especially when you dropping some deep information, especially when you talk about the Bible, angels, and the higher God self. Same thing happens with Alim Bey. Always some technical difficulty, even when it's not Mercury retrograde or whatever. So you know, call me MC Spookism. I like to say the government. So, you know, be careful, people. But anyway, continue. We got 3 more minutes. Alim, please go into it deep, fast forward it, and we're going to make a part 2. Hopefully, we could give the people the part 2 tomorrow. Let's get it in.
All right. So we was talking about the 7 chakras and how they are actually, or the 7 angles of light within you, your 7 Elohims. And based on the scriptures, it states that these 7 Elohims brought your physical body into existence. What that means? Well, the red energy that permeates your root chakra, which is known as Kundalini, is reference to the 8 divided cells of mitosis. And these 8 cells is what formed the physical body into existence. The ancient Egyptians know that, and they refer to it as the organad. The organad was known as, emerging from Atum. You had Shu and Tefnut. You had Geb and Nut, that's 4. You had Osar, Set, and Nebhet, that's 8. So they emerged from the one, which is Atum. Hence the reason why we're called Adamites biblically, because we came from that oneness. All right, that's what that is referring to. What is that oneness? It is also referred to on the periodical chart as hydrogen. Okay, hydrogen. And if you go and do research, the 6th element on the periodical chart is carbon. It states that man was made on the 6th day. So it's talking about the 6th element, not a day in which that we would think 24 hours. Atom is the carbon molecule from the 1, which is hydrogen. All right. And that carbon molecule is known in the Quran as the black mud. We made man. That's what it says in the Quran, that we made man from Arctic clay, known as black mud. The Bible tells you that man was made from the ground, the dust of the ground, and the mist of the water, or the mist of the air. And that is what formed clay as we now know it. Within the Bible, it also speaks about that man was made on a pottery wheel. Well, the ancient Egyptian speaks about man being made on a pottery wheel. The ancient Egyptian says Khnum formed the Ka and the Ba, which is symbolic to Adam and Eve, on the potter's wheel. And Hakat, which is the goddess who held up the breath of life, which is the Ankh, to their nose to receive that breath of life. So hence, that goes back to Genesis, where it said, God breathed into the nostrils of man the breath of life, made man a living soul. This is the same thing told over and over again in the various scriptures or texts. So when we're talking about the 7 Elohims or the 7 angels of light, we're talking about the personification, which is internal. Now, there is an outward manifestation, which you have 7 atmospheres. And each atmosphere, which you have the stratosphere, the mesosphere, the magnetosphere, the ionosphere, it goes on. It's 7 of them. And each one, you have angels, in which that is...
Stop. The people gonna curse my black behind out. You're giving out too much. We gotta hit them with a part 2. All right. We're gonna continue from where we left off with the ionosphere and the different angels, because That's some deep stuff where you hitting right there. And I know that for a fact where they talk about the 7 heavens and whatnot. Right. I know that's what you're about to get into, brother. I already know. So you gonna be giving the people too much, and then they're gonna be like, I need more. I know that for a fact. I know the people like the info. Dr. Alim Bey is kicking, and like I said, if you like Alim Bey, you're gonna like him when he definitely joined forces with his wife. So we're gonna have you back again, and we want to do it tomorrow. No excuses. I don't want to hear nothing. I'm putting you on the spot. We're gonna have you back tomorrow, and we're gonna make it happen. Real quick, shout outs to D Miller. D Miller, unmute your mic real quick.
Yes, sir.
Real quick, this is the brother. I'm gonna be interviewing him soon. He deals with Bitcoins. Like a lot of people be sleeping on these Moors. You got D Miller, you got Alim Bey, and the stuff they come with, they think they just deal with Morris paradigm and that's it. And these people take it to a whole new level. So look out for the interview with D Miller soon. If not this week, it will be next week. Ron Divine, Prospect, Ron Shield, unmute your mic.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you, but we can't see you, brother. You hiding that face. I don't know what that's about.
Oh man, hold on. Hold on. Peace, shalom. What's good?
Shalom, peace. Real quick, let them know about Kingdom Harbor Ministries. I don't know if you're familiar with Alim Bey. I saw you tuning in. This brother, based on a lecture me and Ron Divine Prospect should have, I already got in touch with my brother Alim Bey. I want to join him in on it. We're going to sit down, chop it up. But I want you to tell him real quick about Kingdom Harbor Ministries, please, real quick.
Yeah, peace, shalom. Thank you for that, Brother Joel. Peace to my brother Alim Bey. Yes, I'm familiar with the brother. I've looked into a lot of his information in the past. So the brother's legit. The information the science is kicking on today is very intriguing and very thought-provoking. And I would love to see part 2 as well. I'm Divine Prospect of Kingdom Harbinger Ministries. So Kingdom Harbinger Ministries is an organization that's designed to prep our people to be in alignment with our indigenous culture that we've inherited from our ancestors, so we can establish culture at the root and be able to branch out into autonomy, so that way we could be self-sufficient, self-sustaining, and that we can remove ourselves from the leaven of Babylon and of this society that's designed to destroy us. You know what I'm saying? So it's an autonomous paradigm designed to resolve the social ills, and we use the scriptures as the base, but we build the house on top of it. So that means we borrow from whatever other paradigms that can actually contribute to our growth and our maturity and understanding the world around us, so that way we can centralize a worldview designed to preserve our generations to come. So that's pretty much what we do as far as Kingdom Harbinger Ministries. We also do apologetics, Hebraic hermeneutics. We also talk on economics. Let's talk about social constructs, body politics, all that stuff that deals with setting up an indigenous self-governing system in order to preserve our culture, so that way it could be a safeguard against the foreign entities that seek to destroy it.
Gosh damn, that's a mouthful. Alim Bey, brother, you know you're going to have the last word. Tell them where you at, and we're going to have to link up with Divine Prospect, because like I said, we're going to have Divine. It's supposed to be coming. Divine, real quick, you're coming in October?
Yeah, I'm coming in the weekend of October 8th.
Okay, so I definitely want to get Alim Bey on the roster. We're going to hook up on the phone, talk, give a breakdown, because the stuff we come with, like I said, you know, thought-provoking, but when we show the proof and the evidence, and, you know, to me, I just be like, yo, this is what it is, take it or leave it. Ron Divine Prospect, Alim Bey, they be showing you data, pages after pages after pages. So if you try to doubt these two brothers and this type of stuff they come with, yo, you're going to get backed into a corner, period. Alim Bey, you got the last word. Promote that business. Let them know where you at, because I don't want to hear no crap that people don't know where your shop is. They can't come there. They want to learn Reiki, all these other stuff, and they don't know who to do it with in the South. Hit them, Alim.
All right. We're at 2188 White Oak Road, Kelly, North Carolina, 28448. And we have a healing retreat known as Healing Wings Institute, where we teach energy modalities such as Qigong, Tai Chi, Reiki, Pranic healing, herbalism, herbology, irisology, reflexology, acupressure, on and on and on. We teach everything that we possibly can to make this a holistic movement. We also teach the same thing that the brother just stated too. Asset protection, UCC information, which is dealing with the Uniform Commercial Code, constitutional law, indigenous rights, so forth and so on. We go into it also. So we trying to make this holistic. You know, Dr. Frances Quest Welsing, you know, alayhi salam, she just passed, you know, this past February, you know, and so in her book, phenomenal book, ISIS Papers, she states that there's 9 battlefronts, and law is one of those 9 battlefronts. But it seems that no matter how much more speaks about the science of law, Negroes just don't understand that law is one of those 9 battlefronts. But they can get with everything else. There's war, so of course they want to talk about war, which is, I got my gun. Well, that's good, but can you shoot it? Have you had any training? You know, then they have labor, they have economics. You know, what are you doing with the economics? The brother is going to be on talking about the Bitcoins. I recommend that you be there in order to learn. You know, because this is going to be something that's going to take you to the next level of economics, business, finances. You know, then you have education, religion, sex. You know, there's 9 battlefronts. And we got to go, you know what I'm saying, into all of them and correct our people mindset.
That's right.
Information from each one, you know, and make this holistic, you know.
Alim, real quick, give them a number, give them a website. I don't want these people to have no excuse. Number, website.
All right, the website is dralimebey.com. That's DRALIMELBEY.com. dralimebey.com. That's the website. The number is 910-364-9099. That's 910-364-9099.
That number one more time. You sound a bit broken up. Give that number one more time.
910-364-9099. That's 910-364-9099.
All right, people. I want to, you know, give thanks to the people that came in. You know, we got D. Miller, Kingdom Harbor Ministries, Global Media Inc. came in, and definitely, without a doubt, the main man of the night, Dr. Alim Bey. So people can't say they don't have the information. We are going to do this tomorrow, and we are going to get into it even harder. You think you heard something today? Wait till he start talking about the atmosphere and the aura that's around the earth. You see, I know the information, so I know what he's coming with, but he comes with even deeper things, stuff where I'd be like, damn, I know it, where I could find the research. This man pulls it. He finds the research. He's like the damn, they call me the Black Clark Kent of the conscious community with finding information. Nah, this man, Dr. Alim Bey, is, you know, he's, you know what? He's a James Bond, because he's going to find them secrets and he's going to bring it up. And people going to get mad when he bring it up, and they're going to want to debate. That's all I know. So with that being said, I want to thank the people for tuning in. I want to thank the main guest of honor, Dr. Alim Bey. Okay, tomorrow we're going to do this. Me and him is going to talk. We're going to make up the time so you get the notification so you know exactly what time it's going to be when we do it. Peace to the room. Peace to the family. You've been watching Joel Benjamin 528, aka Joel Benjamin, aka MC Spookism. You've been listening to Dr. Alim Bey. Check out his website. Call any information, especially people who are down in that area. Tune in tomorrow. You don't want to miss this. Take my word for it. Peace.
Peace.
And shalom.
Shalom.